So this last week at college has actually been super fucking hectic, which is just because I'm back from half term as I'm recording this, which is just fucking brilliant, as I'm used to staying up till like 3 a.m. ish, and then I basically going back to bed at around 11. Getting up at 11 in the afternoon, and now I'm basically doing the reverse. I'm going to bed at 11, which is, I don't know, that's still quite late for most people, and then I gotta wake up at like 7:30, sometimes even earlier than that, so I'm just not fucking used to it, really. And another thing is, they changed my fucking college timetable, as my criminology class was apparently too fucking big, and they put me in this new class, which I'm not a fan of, to be honest, because everyone in there, it is giving me weird vibes, let's just say that. But yeah, now I've got to catch up in their work because they're actually ahead of us, my old criminology class. And it's really just a fucking nightmare. But anyway, welcome to a brand new life story where today we have a crazy one, which involves weed and almost getting caught by police one time when we were out in town. I actually did mention this last time I did a weed story, which was the first time smoking weed video, which got so much support. It's fucking crazy, so thank you guys so much for that. But we're not even going to waste any time today. This is going to be a pretty amazing story, so please do leave a like, and let's just jump straight into it. So this story takes place about 2 months ago on a Friday. So this is back in September. And me and my friends were going out into town to get high, which is pretty much a usual thing at this point in time. So, this basically happens every week where we go out, we get blazed in town, which is actually it's actually really good fun, sorry. And I do really just enjoy fucking blazing with my mates. It's actually really fun. So on this particular day, we got over 8 grams of weed between all of us. My friend went to his dealer and got the weed, and then basically we gave him the money for it. So we bought it off him technically, but I bought a gram, sorry, and one of my other friends bought 2 grams, and yeah, then that left one of my friends, who the kid we were buying weed off, I should say, had 5 grams to himself. Now, we're going to have to give this kid a name, because I'm going to fucking refer to him so many times throughout this story, so, what should we name him? Oh, fucking hell, what should we name him? Let's name him fucking Pablo. So, Pablo had over fucking 5 grams of weed on him, which, if you don't live in the UK, and you don't know that 5 grams is actually the limit before you can get prosecuted, as it comes under intent to supply or some bullshit. So, weed is a Class B drug, I want to say, but they don't give a shit, really, if you have it. They're just gonna, like, oh, well, here's your warning, and they just give you loads and loads of warnings. It's really quite weird, to be honest. Like, it's not even that bad of a drug. Like, there's some Class C drugs, like, I think that's right. I think that's how you say it, are actually Class C, and they're fucking worse for you than weed, which I don't understand. How is classing drugs actually made? I have no clue, but yeah, so we had good 5 grams between, well, we had 8 grams, I think, between, no, wait, yeah, 5 plus 4, no, I'm sorry, yeah, 8, I have really bad maths at the moment, I really need to work on that, but yeah, there was a good 5 of us at this point, and we all met up outside Booths, which is like a supermarket chain in the northwest of England, and we went down to the river to smoke. Now, we always go down to this river, especially in the summertime when it's nice and warm. You can just sit on the stone and basically just smoke all your weed and have a right good time with your mate. So I should mention really at this time that I've been on a break from smoking, which lasted about 6 months, and that was the time I was with my ex-girlfriend, who we actually broke up in September. And basically I just started smoking again because, you know, just reasons really. I enjoy just the effects of weed, and it's really quite good. I do enjoy that. So it's safe to say, though, that my tolerance was just nothing at this point. We smoked about 1 gram between myself, Pablo, and these 2 other guys in his pipe, and walked back to town. So at this point it's going dark, and we're just walking around, messing about, running down the canal as we come, because we have to, from the place where you go down the river, you've got to come up through this primary school field, and then out onto the canal, and then walk out onto the main road. So we get onto this main road, and we're just walking around, we're having a laugh, we're just kind of joking around, talking about things. There's this one guy that joins us at this point, who basically is just addicted to Monster, and it's actually quite funny. He's quite funny to be around. He can be annoying sometimes, especially when he doesn't have a Monster, because I think he's got a bit of a problem with that. Sorry. But yeah, he's quite funny to be around. And yeah, we walked up to this park and we walked past it, and I just look at it, and we had this park here for like the last fucking like 10 years basically. I went to this when I was a little kid, and I just looked past it, and they've recently done it all up and put in loads of new apparatus and shit. So I turned to Pablo and said, you know what could be quite fun? If we went on that new park, and everyone agreed pretty much. So we went and made ourselves comfortable on these giant mushroom seats that they have. Obviously, when you smoked a bit, this kind of confuses you, and you're like, why the fuck is there mushrooms there? But it's just how they've arranged the seating arrangements at the park. It's meant to be like a really kid-friendly place, and I actually quite like the design. It's quite good for what it's aimed, the target audience. I like myself a little bit of business. So we basically made ourselves comfortable, and we were sat by this wind chime sort. Well, it's not even a wind chime. It's like bars in a frame, and you like hit your hand against the bars, and it makes a noise. It like makes music and shit. So it's like a toy for kids on this park. So we were basically making ourselves comfortable, and yeah, before you guys think, me and my mates just came and sat our asses down on some park with about 7 preschool kids watching us. You'd be wrong, as it was pretty much 7 at night and the park was pretty dead. As I said, it had just gone dark, and yeah, the park was pretty dead at first glance. So we started to roll a joint, and we all decided that we would smoke this joint, then go and get some food from the place that I mentioned in the last video. And this was then a fucking 4x4 with 2 men pulled up around 70 yards away from us at the other side of the park. They basically sat there and watched us for like a good half an hour at this point. And we didn't even notice this at the time, as we were too busy rolling. And now that I think about it, when we looked in the car, there was all these like screens and monitors and shit, so it was fairly obvious it was an undercover police car, now that I think about it. Now, just a bit of background, really. My town where I live and like the area around it is actually really rural. So it's in the middle of the countryside. It's like the town, and then you've just got nothing for miles. And it's in between 2 major cities, and all the drug dealers in these cities like to come to the centre gathering point and basically sell fucking weed to teenagers in our area. Which, yeah, the town's got a massive fucking drug problem, which is really bad for its tiny population. I'm very tired. I was at a party last night, and I just got absolutely fucked. I was really high, and now I'm fucking hungover all day. I've just been like having a cup of tea and just chilling out. But yeah, as I said, our town has a massive drug problem, so they got these undercover police cars to go and catch kids who are smoking like crystal meth or some shit. But I know a few people who actually have been caught on like ketamine and coke by these undercover police cars, which is fucking great for them. They don't actually get arrested because they didn't actually have it on them, they were just on it. So they can't actually charge you for being on something. You have to have actual possession of it. Back to the story now. After about 10 minutes of these police officers half an hour of these police officers just watching us, we were basically still rolling, and they probably thought that they could basically get the jump on us. So they thought it was time to act, and both of them got out of the car and started walking towards us. At this point, me and my mates had our suspicions about the car. Like, for 15 minutes, we'd been kind of like, yo, what are they doing over there? Why are they just kind of stood there, sat in the car with all those screens on, and just sat there? They were the only car on the fucking street, and we just had no clue why they were sat there, until eventually it just clicked. Like, no, I can't click, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, we just clicked in our heads, and we were like, right, these are fucking undercover police cars, we need to get the fuck out of here. So I basically told everyone after I saw these 2 guys come in, because I was on lookout duty for these 2, and I basically said, guys, we need to get the fuck out of here. And Pablo gathered up all the weed, and all of us just started to run in the opposite direction. we basically ran down the road we had come from and onto the canal we'd just been through from the river, but instead of going off the gate to the river, we just decided to keep fucking sprinting down this canal and hopefully we'd lose them. That's what we were thinking. But yeah, we basically ran down the canal, which runs exactly just down the middle through my town on the outskirts and then through the middle. And we were just like, come on, let's follow the canal, let's go to the aqueduct, and then let's go down to my friend's house. So we carried on to the aqueduct, and at this point I was just thinking, well, we are absolutely and royally fucked. And I just started to get panicked and paranoid, which I did have an experience like this recently, even more recently, which we basically almost got caught by police because someone called the police on us. We were out smoking weed in a car park on Friday, and then they just caught us. So, yeah, but we obviously fucking legged it at this point. We split up. But yeah, that's a story for another time. But I will say that the stakes were much higher then because we had more than just weed on us. But that's all I'll say until a future video. But yeah, we get to the aqueduct, and we just basically fast run down these stairs to the river which runs underneath the aqueduct. And then if you follow this river, you can basically just go up into this estate where my friend lives, and we basically just sprinted to his house, which thank fuck his mum was out of the house, because I don't think she would have taken too kindly to a bunch of fucking high teenagers stinking of pot hanging out with a son in her kitchen. So yeah, that was a very interesting experience. But after about 30 minutes, we ended up heading out to get the food that we were originally going to do, because we basically lost the police. Because since it was only weed, they basically don't give a shit, because pretty much everybody has weed. It's the most common drug in the UK that everybody fucking uses. It's something like 40% of people, I think it was 38 to be bang on, but yeah, around 40% of people have smoked weed in a lifetime in the UK. Especially, I'm probably sure if you get into the under 20s, it's going to go up to 60-70%, which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, basically everybody smokes weed. The police don't really give a shit, and yeah, they pretty much just let us go. They don't bother chasing you if they know you've only just got weed. But yeah, we basically left my mate's house, which probably wasn't the best idea, because we didn't know that the police weren't going to look for us. We were still high. But yeah, we got some food, and then we just kind of forgot about it. Whoa, that was fucking close. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video here. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe. There should be some more stories coming pretty soon. Obviously, a new patch went live for Modern Warfare, which is actually fairly decent. You added in this map you're seeing now, which is Kill House, which is actually quite a good map, I will say. It's probably one of my favourites that's been added, because it's just so simple, action-packed, and just cluttered. Not cluttered as in massive with bits of fucking rubble lying everywhere, just it's packed in and close to the action, which I really like in a Call of Duty map. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video here. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.